Welcome back, everybody. Exciting times. New album coming soon, right? Saturday. I wanted to get through everything before then, but of course, there's no way that's going to happen. But I'm doing the eras at the minute over on Patreon. Link in description. And then after the new record, I'm probably going to get into doing, well, just working my way through Tortured Poets, in its entirety. But Daddy, I Love Him. It sounds like a Lana Del Rey-esque title, doesn't it? Let's see what it's about. It's just poetry, everything I've heard so far of this record. It's gorgeous, isn't it?
I forget how the West was won. I forget if this was ever fun. I just learned these people only raise you to cage you. Sarah's and Hannah's in the Sunday best, clutching their pearls, sighing what a mess. I just learned these people try and save you, cause they hate you.
Jesus Christ, man. This is like this is just something else lyrically, this album, isn't it? Like the I don't know what it is it the use of metaphor? Just so much to unpack, man. Like, gotta keep my finger on the pause button.
I forget how the West was won. I forget if this was ever fun. I just learned these people only raise you.
So how the West was won's a war reference, right? I just learned these people only raise you to cage you. That's like a fantastic meditation on society, isn't it? Like, I wonder how much of that. I wonder how many people's parents are like that, or in this aspect. I mean, in this. She's probably not referring to her parents, right? But I mean, society, is that the way education works? I mean, Jesus, why am I, I'm just, I'm only 16 seconds into it, man.
Sarah's and Hannah's in the Sunday best, clutching their pearls, sighing what a mess. I just learned these people try and save you, cause they hate you.
But a delivery of all these lines as well, it is fantastic, isn't it? Reacting to this album is going to be just a completely, entirely different beast, isn't it? I think I said before, I think what I will do is react to these lyric videos as people have suggested, and I'll do my usual pausing and digressing and pondering on the things, and then maybe play the song all the way through, or, with very few pauses anyway. But what a fantastic, in the first 30 seconds, the conciseness and the detail of the picture she has painted with words. Was it Nietzsche or somebody who said that he says in one sentence what other people take a whole book to say, and somebody said, is that arrogance? And then somebody else said it would be arrogance, but it happens to be true, and this is really, she's at the peak of her storytelling powers here, right? And so it's going to be very interesting. Well, it's going to be very interesting for me to get into this album, but it's going to be very interesting to see what the new one's like, Is she going to back off a little bit on that lyricism and focus perhaps more on song? I don't know, but jeez.
Try and save you, cause they hate you. Too high a horse for a simple girl.
Ah, man, if people want to, I kind of feel bad about pausing like every other, like half, not even getting through one line, man. But yeah, too high a horse for a simple girl to rise above it. I kind of felt like this sort of sentiment was coming just from those first lines, because whether it's society or parents or peers or education or whatever, like people, it seems to me anyway, most people don't like it when people rise above their station, better themselves, because it makes them look bad, It makes them not be able to make excuses for their own failings, for their own shortcomings. It's easier to pretend that things aren't possible, I suppose. It's easier to just be, another brick in the wall, right? To be another cog in the machine. It's easier to take the easy option, the easy way out, I suppose. And I mean, I know there are exceptions and stuff, like single mothers working different jobs, or like, there's not enough work around, you didn't have the education, whatever, there are exceptions, and I'm not saying any of these are, bad people, but there is something interesting about that, isn't there, Get off your high horse. People don't seem to like it when people have dreams, I suppose. It was something that always bugged me when I was at school, I could see it in some of the kids already, whereas me, I was a big dreamer, like an extreme optimist, And I suppose my dreams didn't come much bigger, But there were some kids, at like 14, 15, 16, they were just cynical, and bitter, like already, Their parents had just convinced them that there was that it didn't happen for people like us, I suppose, that there was nothing better out there, and to not be aspirational, to not try to better yourself. And it's tough, isn't it, to be better and do better, especially when, well, I mean, I guess I spent, my biggest problem I've realised throughout most of my life was that I was always looking for a quick fix, for a quick shortcut. I never stayed in bands long enough, If it didn't work after a year, 18 months, I was on to the next thing, And I kept thinking that something magical was going to happen, because it should, because I believed it should, or something, and I was moving towards it, when I could have used. Well, now I understand, you've got to build foundations, you've got to build strong foundations in your personality, in your routine, in your discipline, so that you can weather any storm, and keep going, If you have a why you can bear anyhow, is that the line I'm thinking? I don't know. Jeez, man. 8 minutes I've been talking on 42 seconds of the song.
They slammed the door on my whole world. The one thing I wanted. Now I'm running with my dress unbuttoned, screaming, but Daddy, I love him. I'm having his baby. No, I'm not, but you should see your faces.
Jeez, man. The meaning and storytelling and what she's laying into this. Now I'm running with my dress unbuttoned, so I'm free, I'm carefree, the wind is going, screaming, Daddy, I love him, I'm having his baby. That's like a metaphor for following your dreams, isn't it, in this case. I'm following the creativity, I'm following my curiosity, wherever it takes me. But then it works on the level of the literal as well, doesn't it, No, I'm not, but you should see your faces.
You should see your faces. I'm turning to Flora through the fences. No, I'm not coming to my senses. I know it's crazy.
Beautiful rhyming.
Dutiful daughter, all my plans were laid. Tendrils tucked into a woven braid. Growing up precocious sometimes means not growing up at all. He was chaos, he was revelry.
English is my first language, man, but I don't know enough words. I know the word precocious, but what does it mean? Growing up precocious sometimes means not growing up at all. Maybe I was precocious then because, I had the Peter Pan syndrome until very recently, approaching 40. And there's nothing sadder, I suppose, than a adolescent, right? But thankfully, I snapped out of that, and I just want to be the man now, a man, a responsible adult, because it's best for me, like that's what I didn't understand before. It's best for me, but it's best for the people I love as well, and they're just, it's the only sensible long-term strategy, isn't it? Is to be responsible, to grow, to improve.
Chaos, he was revelry, bedroom eyes like a remedy. Soon enough, the elders had convened down at the city hall. Stay away from her. The saboteurs protested too much.
Yeah, so this plays into the idea of like witch hunts and stuff, doesn't it? And I don't want to say crazy women. What was the word they used to use back in the day? What is it? There was a word. What was it? There was a word they would use, I guess, in like the 1800s. I feel like for it's gone. Does anybody know what word I'm thinking of? Let me know in the comments if you do.
Protested too much. Lord knows the words we never heard. Just screeching tires of true love. And I'm running with my dress unbuttoned, screaming, but Daddy, I love him. I'm heaven's baby. No, I'm not, but you should see your faces.
It's a gorgeous chorus, isn't it, man? Elements of Fleetwood Mac, Carole King, that sort of stuff.
Crazy, but he's the one I want. I'll tell you something right now. I'd rather burn my whole life down than listen to one more second of all this.
I'm gonna have to take it back quite a bit, I think, because there was a line I was just before the chorus I was going to comment on, but I just got carried away with something else then. If I can even remember what it was. Excuse me. It's beautiful, this, isn't it?
Protested too much.
Oh, that was it. It seems to me, following on from the things I was saying at the beginning, I suppose, is that people, society, I'm using that right? I feel like Joey and Friends a little bit sometimes, using it wrong. They want to dissuade you or tell you, in my experience anyway, growing up, tell you that your dreams are impossible, that it's ridiculous, that it's all down to luck, it's all down to chance, and you've got no luck and you've got no chance. And then when you defy that, when you pursue things, that's when they begin to think of you as crazy, or maybe even say that you're crazy. That's when they begin to put you down, I suppose, right? Or attack you.
Lord knows the words we never heard. Just screeching tires of true love.
It's uplifting as well, this bit, isn't it? I love it.
Baby, no, I'm not, but you should see your face.
Melancholy and hope, my favourite kind of music, man,
No, I'm not coming to my senses. I know he's crazy, but he's the one I want. I'll tell you something right now. I'd rather burn my whole life down
so this is fascinating as well. Like, I don't know if she's spoken about, this album much. Because these stories do work on the literal level, don't they? But as with all great art, man, what word would you use, for a consumer of art? Because I don't want to use consumer because it feels too soulless, as a fan of art, is there a word I'm looking for? I need to read a dictionary, man, or a thesaurus or something. But I mean, we all relate to things in different ways, don't we? And we see the world we don't see the world as it is. We see it as we are, through the prism of our own experience. So this bit to me, I'll tell you something right now. I'd rather burn my whole life down than listen to one more second of all this. I guess that was how I felt as a teenager, like not really understanding what I was trying to get away from, apart from poverty, I suppose. Or the mundaneness of that kind of life, where the best you could aspire to or hope for was, to work in a factory or be a foreman or something, But I would have rather, when I decided at like 15 that I wanted to do music, I mean, I had a good nearly 15 years of trying it and then just lost my way for, almost a decade. Thankfully, I'm back on track and I think stronger and more together than ever, That's a conversation for another day. But this was what I felt, was I'd rather fail, and end up with nothing than stay here and have this life, that everyone else has got and everyone else just accepts because that's just the way it is. But why? Oh, it's just the way it is, But why? No one could give me an answer to it, And I guess I've since learned that it is wise to do whatever you can to give yourself strong foundations, I suppose, financially, spiritually, physically, because it's a hierarchy of needs, I suppose, isn't it? So you need to take care of the things at the bottom to reduce your stress, to give you some kind of security so you can function better and work on the things that you want to work on and move towards. However, of course, as a teenager, I didn't care for any of that, I was just wanting to go 100 miles an hour as fast as I could towards what I wanted, And of course, whatever metaphor you want to use, I came off the rails. I was driving the race car, and it spun out on a corner, Had a pretty bad crash. It's took me a while to recover. Yeah, this is brilliant, man. I love it.
Something right now. I'd rather burn my whole life down than listen to one more second of all this bitching and moaning. I'll tell you something about my good name. It's mine alone to disgrace.
That's it, man.
All these vipers dressed in empires clothing. God save them.
Fucking brilliant. Just everything I've checked out from this album so far, there's not a word wasted, is there? It's like when I watch great TV shows like Peaky Blinders, I think is poetry in motion. There's not a word or a syllable that in those scripts that is not perfect, and works on level after level after level, the level of entertainment, the level of philosophy, the level of love and life and all that. And this is what it comes down to, though, isn't it? It's... We've got to stand up for ourselves, I suppose, right? You've got to do things in your name, Because it just makes you, if you don't if you don't live for what you really want and what you, I don't know, it's tough, isn't it? I want to say, if you don't live for what you want or what you desire, then, you know, you're living somebody else's life. What does she say here? Let's have a quick listen.
I'll tell you something about my good name. It's mine alone to disgrace. I don't care.
I'll tell you something about my good name. It's mine alone to disgrace. So there's defiance in that, I suppose, but that's not the point, is it? I've been watching Gilmore Girls recently, and I don't know what I'm on, like, what we're on, fourth season. But I'm noticing that, you know, Emily and Lorelai, and Rory, you know, they're always like trying to make decisions for everybody else, which, I mean, it's crazy, you know, and good entertainment, I suppose, a good. But it's a good analog, I suppose, for, is that the right word to use? It's a good analog for the way people work, isn't it? You know, people think they know best for other people, which is just, it's bizarre, man. It wouldn't be bizarre, I suppose, if these people, you know, were perfect. But nobody is perfect, or very few people anything like that, you know. So to try to control other people, to try to, I mean, I get it, you know. You want the best. Well, sometimes is it because people want the best for their kids or their friends? How much of that, like, is that, though? How much of it is that? Or really, you know, I don't know, man. Like my dad used to say a lot of the time, you know, don't try too hard, don't break your neck. And that just used to make me angry, man. What are you talking about, you know, like... yeah, so... I don't know, I guess what I take from this is you've got to be, I don't know, strong in your beliefs. We all make mistakes, I guess. We all misstep. I don't know.
All these vipers dressed in empires clothing. God save the most judgmental creeps who say they want what's best for me. Sanctimonious.
Yeah, bullshit, right?
Soliloquies I'll never see. Thinking it can change the beat of my heart when he touches me. And counteract the chemistry. And under
just gorgeous, man. This is like a less than follow coming up to the 3-minute mark, man, and it's just man, this is a trip, man.
God save the most judgmental creeps who say they want what's best for me. Sanctimoniously performing soliloquies I'll never see. Thinking it can change the beat of my heart when he touches me.
Gorgeous.
Counteract the chemistry and undo the destiny. You ain't gotta pray for me. In my wild
Yeah, these lyric videos are great as well, aren't they?
If all you want is great for me, then it's just white noise, it's just my choice. There's a lot of people in town that I bestow upon.
It's my choice. That's an interesting lyric, isn't it? Because it's got to be your choice for right or for wrong, for better or for worse. it's you that needs to make all of the choices in your life, even if you mess it up terribly, you know, and you make some terrible mistakes, even if it ends, you know, awfully. If you've made your own choices, then there's something to that, isn't there? You know, even in failure or despair or heartbreak or tragedy or whatever, as long as you've made your own choices, I think that's is a terrible ending or a terrible life through your own choices worse than a good life through someone else's choices? It's a complex thing, that, isn't it? It's a complex thing. Because, yeah, I kind of... I mean, how happy can you truly be if you are living a life that is not yours, you know, through things that have been laid out for you, through choices, even if it's a good life? Is that what if? Are those what ifs always going to nag you, you know, and eat away at you? I don't know. I know personally for me, there was no... I would rather make all my choices badly and it end terribly, I think, than live a life that is not meant for me, you know. Same as when you lie, isn't it? Which I've only, I guess, recently come to understand, that if you lie, then you're living out the spirit of the lie and not the spirit of your truth, you know. That's what you should be doing, because that's your life then, instead of something that's not, you know. Yeah.
My fakest smiles, scandal does funny things.
I mean, having said all that, I'm saying that I would rather fail, you know, by my own hand, than be anything else by anybody else's. There comes a point, hopefully, as there was for me, when you realise, you know, all your fuck-ups and the errors of your ways, and how, for just what a mess you've made of everything, you know. And it's painful and it's horrible and all that, you know, and continues to be, you know, so on occasion. But the only way out is to aim up, you know, to learn or to understand that only you can save you, I think. But then again, I mean, is that like... I mean, no man is an island, because without the love and guidance of my girlfriend, you know, the support, the calm she gives me, you know, the honesty, I suppose, you know, telling me, you know, when I can do better and all that, but encouraging me when I'm nervous as well, and saying, and, you know, encouragement, is that the right word? You know, support, you know, you can do it, you know, it'll be all right, you know, you can do it. When I need that sort of stuff, I get it, you know, and when I've not done too well with something, you know, or I can do better, she'll tell me that as well, you know, which I love, you know, it's great. So I suppose we need people, don't we, you know? We need people of similar, I don't know, similar what? Similar something. I say it's not similar dreams. It's not similar dreams, I don't think. Although maybe that's helpful. Similar beliefs. I guess because we have the same like beliefs on diet and politically. I'm not really. I'm not really sure. But maybe, I don't know, is it just the right amount of similarities, just the right amount of differences to fill each other's gaps and to improve each other and all that sort of stuff? So to be only you can save you, that's what I started off saying, wasn't it? And to begin with, I think maybe that's true. In the fact that you've got to want to be better and do better, haven't you? And then your vibe attracts your tribe, I suppose. You know. That if you move forward with faith, I suppose, faith in what? If you move forward with faith that the future can be better, that the things you dream about achieving can be achieved, and with humility, and if you move forward with humility and gratitude and a desire to show up for yourself and your loved ones every day and stop doing the juvenile things that you've been doing and all that, that's kind of a lot, isn't it? You know, maybe what am I getting into now? Is this my own life I'm talking about, or am I generalising? I'm not sure. Maybe in those moments of despair or sadness or hitting rock bottom, you know, the only decision maybe you can make then is that I want it to be better. But better it can be, right? Just take a shower, man, you know, clean your room just to begin with, you know, make your bed. Because it's amazing, isn't it, the difference that can make, you know, just having a clean space to be in. Just having a shower, man, it makes a big difference. Completely lost what, I can't even remember what the song's about now.
That I bestow upon my fakest smiles. Scandal does funny things to pride, but brings lovers closer. We came back when the heat died down. Went to my parents and they came around. All the wine moms are still holding out, but fuck 'em, it's over.
Brilliant. What fucking great use of a swear word there, man. Gorgeous. Let's just take it back a little bit.
It's just white noise, it's just my choice. There's a lot of people in town that I bestow upon my fakest smiles. Scandal does funny things to pride, but brings lovers closer.
Find out who your friends are, I guess, right?
We came back when the heat died down. Went to my parents and they came around. All the wine moms are still holding out, but fuck 'em, it's over. Now I'm dancing in my dress in the sun, and even my daddy just loves it. Mom is lady.
Nice.
And oh my God, you should see your face this time. Doesn't it give some perspective? I know you can't come to the wedding. I know he's crazy, but he's the one I want. I'll tell you something right now. You ain't gotta pray for me. Be my wild boy and all this wild joy. Can't see what's revelry. If all you want is great for me, then it's just white noise. It's my choice. Screaming my daddy, I love him.
I'm just thinking of the phrase, if you live by the sword, you die by the sword. And I suppose whenever, I guess maybe I've heard that or been told it maybe, I kind of thought of it as a negative, or maybe it was portrayed as a negative thing. But is it? I mean, is it a good thing to live by the sword, to die by the sword, you know, to live and die by principles and belief? Can it mean that? Can it mean truth, you know? Yeah.
This baby, no I'm not. It's you. Should see your faces. But oh my God, you should see
And a fade out. Love it, man. Yeah, that's awesome, isn't it, man? Really, really looking forward to getting into this album. Just gorgeous. Poetry, wasn't it? Isn't it? Fantastic. Look after yourselves, everybody. Thanks for joining me and watching this incredibly long reaction. Patreon, links in description. If you want even longer ones, See you later.